everybody, welcome back to Prisa Beauty. Today I'm here again with one of those keeping it real videos, demos of products. So as you can see, another one of those rated R videos. My face is completely, no makeup whatsoever, so you can easily see my dark circles. And I'm yet again with another review for another concealer. The concealer I want to talk about today is the YSL, the Touche Eclat Radiant Touch. My shade is in 4.5, and this is not a new product. It is fairly newish to me, but it is one of these pen concealers that have the properties of kind of highlighting your under eye area, and you could probably use this to touch up on your, some stuff on your face, but primarily this is meant to be like a highlighter concealer. So the shade I chose is actually a shade more like close to my skin tone, so I don't necessarily use this as a highlighting concealer, but I do like it. Obviously this costs $41. Yes, it's part of those, if you want to really like if you have the chance to splurge on something nice, or more on the luxury side, that's what you're paying for here. Can I say it's the best pen concealer ever? Not necessarily, but it adds that flair for being in the luxury end of the spectrum, if you know what I'm saying. So, but again, nothing like extraordinary about this. So I'm going to show you the application. So obviously it's a pen and you have to click it up, and then the product starts showing up on the bottom. You won't be able to see there. And what I'm going to do is what I normally do with concealer. So I'm going to apply on one side, and as you can tell, the shade is similar to my skin tone, which I prefer. I don't necessarily like concealers that are way too light, because I feel like instead of trying to hide my dark circles, it makes it worse. So one side I'm going to do with my Sigma P84 Precision Angled brush, which is what I normally use for concealer. And then on the other side we'll do with my fingers. So the coverage on this concealer, I was actually surprised when I first used. I thought it was going to be a lot less than it actually is. As you can tell, the coverage is pretty good. And I'm really like patting it with this brush instead of kind of brushing it off, just to really make the product sink into the skin. Like dabbing it like this. Sort of like what you would do with your fingers. So you can really tell a little the difference here. How much darker it is. Yet again, I'm going to just zoom you a little closer so I can scare you from a little closer angle. There we go. But you can tell I have something on this side versus this side. It's, the coverage is really nice, and it's a really thin concealer, so it doesn't really like sink on your under eye area, like if you have little fine lines going on there now already or not. I have a problem with very thick concealers under my eye, for my under eye area, because I feel it looks too cakey. But this one, not so bad. Now, not so bad? No, it's actually not bad at all. It's actually very thin. It gets absorbed by the skin really quickly too. And I would assume you could build up. So let's see. I don't normally build it up because I prefer not to look cakey. But if we were to do, and see how I'm like essentially drawing that triangle under the eye, because I feel like you have to kind of equalize the skin tone there all together. So I'm kind of going on for a second layer here with that same brush that I used before. Kind of spreading it over, because I don't have any foundation on or anything. So it is buildable, although I don't like it for myself, just because I feel it's too much product. I prefer to let my dark circles show through a little, but try to just, not hide necessarily, but just really help touch up a little bit. So there you are. So this side you have concealer, this side you have no concealer. And then I'm going to quickly do on the other side with my fingers, which I don't tend to do normally either, because I feel like the brush does a really good job. but I will apply with my fingers. I've heard people asking me or telling me I should do it with my fingers because it would cover more. So, starting to listen to you guys and just see what happens, you know? But because, you know, with the finger, I feel like it takes longer to really absorb. And then sometimes you notice a little bit of the fingerprint actually on the concealer. But you see, it's good here that you can tell two layers, one layer. But even then, I feel like it does a really good job. What I normally do, after I do my concealer, I let it set. And then if I do like this and I notice that there's a little concealer on the line, I try to dab it to just kind of get rid of that. And that's that. So overall, obviously, it's a very expensive concealer. There are other options in drugstore for this. If you have a chance to get your hands on, it's definitely a good product. More on the luxury end of the spectrum for cosmetics. But very nice. Once again, my shade is 4.5. As far as lasting power is concerned, it's not long lasting. It's not long wearing by any means. I don't think it claims to be either. It wears well for about a half a day or so, and then you start noticing, you know, it's wearing off and you see more of the darkness under the eye peeking through. Typical type of wear when you're not talking about a long wearing concealer. So for those who were curious about that. So that's it. My quick and dirty, keeping it real review and demo of a different product. And as always, with the concealer junkie here is another concealer. So hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave comments below. You can easily find this, I believe, in department stores, and Sephora carries it. So if you have any questions, please give me comments below, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.